Hey guys, this is Doctorian, and a happy new year to every one of you. I want to apologize first before I'm starting this guide. This is the Restoration Druid guide, but give me 1 second because guys, I'm really sorry that it took so long. I'm really sorry. I wanted to have this guide out around Christmas, to have this guide as a Christmas greeting to all of you, but I've been so busy. I've been terribly busy with Christmas and the things I needed to get done before that, and then I needed to get stuff done for New Year's Eve and all that kind of stuff. I was so busy. I'm so sorry that it took me 2 weeks to get this guide out. Right now I'm working really hard to get characters up to level 100 and gearing them so I can make more guides for you guys. My warrior is level 100, Fury is almost geared. I need to get prot geared, then I'm basically gonna make a guide about that one. Mage, got a level 100 mage who's geared up and ready to have a guide on. I'm leveling my prot paladin up so I can make a prot paladin, red 3 and a holy guide about that, and I'm working my ass off to get those guides done. And my Resto druid should have been done earlier, but I'm sorry, I was so busy during the holidays I couldn't get it done earlier. So here he is, finally the Resto druid guide. One more thing, I want to thank you guys who had watched the Guardian druid. I had so many positive reactions about the Guardian druid guide. A lot of people like my Guardian Druid. It has over almost has 3k views if I'm right. That's a lot for me. I'm a very small new channel, and a lot of people are saying, giving me comments saying nice guide and all that kind of stuff. That means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. And also for all the guys who are saying I love you UI, where do you got your add-ons and all that kind of stuff. It looks amazing. I thank you guys so much. And the positive feedback means a lot to me. I really think that's awesome. It really means a lot to me. Thank you guys for all the positive comments. Let's dive into the Resto Druid. I promised you this guide so many weeks ago. Let's dive into the talent, shall we? Level 15. Feline Swiftness, basically your default one, increases your movement speed by 15%. You should pick this up basically as your default choice. Displace a beast has his place though. Teleports the druid up to 20 yards forward, activates cat form and increase movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. This can come in handy in situational with a lot of movement during a fight, and you need that run speed increase. You need to be jumping forward, then you should pick this one up. If it's not necessary, pick up Feline Swiftness. Level 30 depends if you're a raid healer or a tank healer. For raid healers, Ysera's Gift. Heals you for 4% of your maximum HP every 5 seconds. If you are not full health, a random nearby injured ally will be healed instead. It's pretty good for raid healing. However, if you're tank healing or healing one of the tanks, protects a friendly target. We're gonna pick up Scenario Ward. Sorry. Protects a friendly target for 30 seconds. Any damage taken will consume the ward and heal the target for, in my gear right now, 45.9k over 6 seconds. That is really strong for tank healing. So, pick one of those two depending on your role. If you're healing one tank, I immediately should just pick it up. If you're not doing anything with the tanks, go with Ysera's Gift. Level 45, pick whatever you want and pick whatever is most beneficial to the raid encounter. Level 60, Incarnation 3 of Life is the one to go to. Shift into a 3 of Life, increasing healing done by 15%, increasing armor by 120%, and granting immunity to polymorph. Functionality of rejuvenation, wall growth, regrowth, and entangling roots is enhanced. So when we're popping out this baby here, Incarnation 3 of Life, our HOTS like rejuvenation and wild growth are enhanced, but also our regrowth. Regrowth will be, instead of a 1.4 seconds cast time, will be instant. So we don't have cast time, we can spam regrowth away, and that's really strong. Level 75, pick whatever you like. I'm using Incapitating Roar for dungeons to mass interrupt, but pick whatever is necessary for the raid encounter. Level 90, Nature's Vigil. While active, all single target healing spells also damage a nearby enemy target for 30% of the healing done, and all single target healing and damage spells and abilities also heal a nearby friendly target based on the amount done. 30% for heals, 40% for damage spells. Basically, our healing spells would damage the target and we get a healing increase, so that's a pretty strong cooldown. Level 100, Moment of Clarity, Germination or Rampant Growth. Germination is the one to pick up. You can apply 2 rejuvenations to the same target. Rejuvenation's duration is also increased by 3 seconds. So I'm using, this is my voodoo. You can use healbot, crit, whatever is best for you. When I'm using 2 rejuvenations, I will get a germination, and that does this gives you just the most steady healing increase out of the 3 targets, and is easy to master, is easy to keep track of. And you can just refresh it with new HODs. There we go. Glyphs. I'm a raid healer, so I'm going with a glyph of rejuvenation. When you have rejuvenation active on 3 or more targets, the cast time of your healing touch spells is reduced by 10%. So my healing touch, when I have 3 rejuvenations rolling, I will have 10% less casting speed on my healing touch. Always good. Glyph of Regrowth. I really like this one, especially with the Incarnation 3 of Life. Increases the critical strike chance of your regrowth by 40%, but no longer does any healing over time. If you don't have this glyph, your regrowth has a 60% crit chance and will leave a HOD over time. I chose for it to pick up this glyph because with the 40% increased crit chance, I have 100% chance to crit. And since this is an expensive heal, almost 6k mana, this is basically your oh shit heal. It's basically a flash heal from a priest or a pala. I really like it that it crits for 100%, giving me like the moment I need a fast big emergency heal, it will do the job. It will crit, and 100% it will crit. Therefore it will put out a lot of healing, and that's what I want to. Especially in combination when I'm using Incarnation 3 of Life, which my regrowth will become instant. I can spam this and it will crit for 100%. It will give that emergency heals. When I'm in Incarnation 3 of Life, that's the oh shit moment. People need a lot of healing, and when then my regrowth is instant and it does the critting together with this Incarnation, it's an awesome combo. It gives me a lot of I need healing now heals. When shit hits the fan, this is gonna work out great, so I strongly recommend it. Glyph of Wild Growth. Wild Growth can affect 1 additional target, but the cooldown is increased by 2 seconds. So my Wild Growth right now is on 10 seconds cooldown, usually it's on 8, but right now it can heal 6 injured party or raid members instead of 5, and I really like that. Since I'm a raid healer, that's what I'm picking up. So those are the glyphs. I want to give a shout out to a minor glyph. This glyph of the Sprouting Mushroom. Glyph of the Sprouting Mushroom. Your Wild Mushroom spell can now be placed on the ground instead of underneath the target. To use Wild Mushroom, if you don't have this glyph, you have to have Rejuvenation up. Come on, work with me, bro. You have to have Rejuvenation up, and then when you want to use it, it would appear underneath the target with Rejuvenation. With the Glyph of the Sprouting Mushroom, we can drop this. We can drop the mushroom anywhere we want. We can drop this all over the place, wherever it benefits the raid encounter and our raid the most. You want to have at least 4 people in this ring. Okay. Goes a magical mushroom with 5 health at the target ally's location. After 5 seconds it will become invisible. That's nice. The mushroom grows larger as it accumulates healing power from 5% of the overhealing done by your rejuvenation up to a maximum of 1% of your health in bonus healing. Recasting Wild Mushroom will move the mushroom without losing the accumulated healing. Wild Mushroom Bloom can consume your mushroom to heal nearby allies. Only one mushroom can be placed on a time. Basically, this is your AoE heal, your circle. You want to have at least 4 people in this. So right now, with this glyph, I can drop it anywhere I want. Hey, the ranged are stacking up. They need the most healing. I'm gonna drop it on the ranged. The tanks and the melee need more healing, and they're stacked up nicely. With we're rocking with 2 melees and 2 tanks right now. I'm gonna drop it on them if they need to. I can drop it anywhere it's needed, and that's better than to be that you need to be relying on a player to drop it at the exact good location that everyone is standing in it as you want to. So, Glyph of the Sprouting Mushroom, I highly recommend that. So, that were the talents and glyphs. Let's go over the stats. Your main stat is intellect, and basically if an item has more intellect, a lot more, like 5, 6 or more intellect, especially 10 or more, you should pick up that item regardless of its secondary stats. But of course, secondary stats are there in a fashion, in a order. I'm gonna start with the order. I'm gonna start with the stat that is most important, and I'm gonna finish with the stat that is least important. So from your secondary stats, mastery is the most important stat. Mastery, I have 19%, so your direct healing is increased by an additional 19%, and casting your direct healing spells grants you an additional 90% bonus to periodic healing for 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. What does this do? Mastery is increasing the healing done of my single target's heal, so that's healing touch and that's regrowth. But when I cast a heal, my HOTS, I'm getting a buff called Harmony. Periodic healing is increased by 19%. So right now my my HOTS, my Life Bloom or Rejuvenation, also do more healing, 90% more healing, because I have 19% more mastery for 20 seconds. So that's how it works. So it increases your single target heals and your healing over time. Now that's what we want, that's why it's so strong. Now I want to give one side note to it. You don't have to refresh your HOTS when you cast. So it's not like you don't need to cast before you're going to HOT. Right now I've casted a single target heal, I can HOT up. But if I click this away and I HOT up first, which I'm doing right here, right now, we got our HOTS, and when I'm then throwing out a healing touch, they will also, those HOTS that were already on target, aka me in this case, will also benefit from the harmony effect. So it's not really hard to master. It's not like oh damn, I need to cast 4 before I'm gonna rejuvenate, give a rejuvenation to somebody. No, just put up HOTS on people, use your single target cast when needed. They will benefit if they are already on the target. They will benefit as well. So it's really easy to manage and to master it. There's nothing difficult like I need to cast first, then HOT up. When the HOT drops up, I first need to do a I need to cast again. I need to cast before I refresh my HOTS. No, just HOT up, throw your cast out if that's necessary at that moment. Don't worry too much about it. It will be fine. But throw out the healing touch, because it's a cheap heal, 3.3k mana. When somebody's needed of a healing touch, of course, but that will be in a boss encounter. Try to keep the buff rolling, because 19% increased healing is also nice. But when there is nothing to heal, don't go spend mana if it's not necessary. Okay, mana regen is a little bit. Right now in the situation we're in, it's hard to get mana back. Never waste mana if it's not necessary. But you know what I'm trying to say. Just HOT people up, use your single target heals, then you get the buff, and just keep on rolling with it. Really, really easy. And that's mastery. Haste is next. After mastery we get haste. Increases attack speed, spellcasting speed, and energy regeneration. The spellcasting speed for our healing touch and regrowth is what we want. After haste we get multi-strike. Multi-strike, I have a little bit of it. Grants 2 1.50%. People saying 2 1.50%. What does that mean? It basically means 3%. Grants 3% chance to deliver extra attacks or heals for 30% of normal value. What does that mean? That means if I'm casting a healing touch, I have the chance to multi-strike. Did I multi-strike? No, I didn't. No. If I multi-strike, I have 3% that my target will get another instant healing touch for 30% of the healing touch I casted. It's instant, it's free, we won't even see it, but it's there, so it's not that bad of a stat. After multi-strike we have crit. Well, crit is, like I already said, chance for an extra effectiveness on attacks and heals, and after that it's versatility. I have 6.10%, so increases damage and healing done by 6.10% and decreases damage taken by 3.05. And as last we have Spirit. Before you guys say Spirit Dark, why is it last? It's last because it's not a bad stat, it's actually a very important stat, but it's last on my list because you can get it only at a few on a few items. And that's why Spirit is last on the list, but it's very, very important. You should try to get Spirit on the items you can get Spirit on. In this case it's the neck, which I don't have, but the cloak I do have. Neck, cloak, like you can see I have Spirit on my cloak. Get Spirit on your rings and your trinkets if you can. Okay, that's those items you want to have Spirit on. It's really, really important to try to get that. I know it's hard, but that's why it's last, because it's only on 6 items you can get it. But it's very important you try to get Spirit on those 6 items. So those are that's the stat priority. And as last we want to have a look at the enchants. Mark of the Shadow Moon. This enchantment can give you 500 Spirit as a proc. So this is really important. It has a chance to give you 500 Spirit for, I believe it's 10 or 20 seconds. I'm not sure right now. I'm starting to doubt myself when I'm making this guide. But yeah, Mark of the Shadow Moon, you really want to pick that up on your main hand. Your cloak, and the same goes for your rings and for your neck. You want to have mastery, and preferably with the speed increase. That's the most expensive one. 100 mastery and 10% speed increase. I don't have it on my neck yet. It's 40 mastery and 30 mastery on my rings. This should be 50 mastery and run speed increase right there. I think on the neck is 70, and if I'm right, it's 50 mastery and run speed increase on rings. I don't have it because those enchants are rocking right now on my server for between the 7 and 10k gold. That's a lot of gold for an off-spec. So yeah, I do not have it right now. But I will get those enchants once I get a enchanter up myself, and then I will get the job done. So yeah, those were all the stat, gems, and enchants. Oh yeah, gemming, before I forget, gems. Mastery. You want to just put mastery into your prismatic sockets. That's how you go. So we went over everything. Play-wise, how do we play this baby? Not very hard. We want to drop our mushroom on the 4 targets that need the most, and they need to be stacked in that circle. So when you have Voodoo up, check which target, which group needs it. Do the tanks and the melee need it? Drop it over there. Is the range stacked up and do they need it? Drop it on your range. Tank healing. Life Bloom on your tanks. I always have a Life Bloom on the tank who is at that moment is tanking and taking the hits. Get your Germination on your tank as well. This way, I mean, HOTS are easy to manage, so you can also always help on tank healing. Even though you're not a tank healer, you can always throw those HOTS on the tank. Keep them rolling because you will help out your tank healer. Let's pick up this target. So Life Bloom and HOTS on your tank, Germination on your HOTS. Let's drop the circle over there as well. How do you rate heal? Rate heal you can do with regrowth, or with wall growth, sorry. Wall growth we can heal up to 6 targets. You can also put your Germination on people who need it. Check up on things. If they're taking small damage, or give them 1 rejuvenation. Do they take some moderate or some higher damage? Give them a Germination. Give them 2 rejuvenation if they need it. Life Bloom should be on the tank in my opinion, but if it's really necessary to throw on a DPS, you could choose for that, but it would not be my choice. We have Brock, that's nice. Where is it? Clear casting. When we have clear casting, our regrowth is a free casting spell. It doesn't cost any mana. We should watch for this proc. Now regrowth, especially with my glyph, does a lot of healing. So when it procs, when I have the waiting for it to proc, it doesn't proc. But when it procs, you guys saw the proc, you should use it on a target that is in need of the healing. Don't throw it away on somebody with 98% health. Look for a target that is low in health, and when you get the proc, use, like now, hey, this target is very low, I'm gonna give it to that guy. It's free right now, I want to get this guy the regrowth proc. You should watch that proc, you should watch those that visual. You can also set up and tell me when. I really do not need it. I can see it on my screen when it happens, but you can set up and tell me when for it. Use the proc wisely, okay? It's a big heal. You should give it to targets who are in need of that heal. So yeah, AoE healing. Then we have two more things. Your healing touch is for small to moderate damage, and your regrowth when you cast it without the proc is your oh shit flash heal. When somebody takes really high amount, you want to use regrowth. It costs a lot of mana. We're not in combat, so that's why it doesn't take that much mana. But you should not spam regrowth when it's not necessary, because it will drain your mana. So what do we have for cooldowns? We have the Incarnation Tree of Life. We have Nature's Vigil. We have, of course, Tranquility. You guys all know what they do. Tranquility is the only one which I didn't talk about, but heals all party and raid members within 40 yards for, in my gear right now, 15.6k for 1.87 seconds for 7.48. It's basically 45k healing to everyone right now. There's two really important cooldowns we did not talk about. Iron Bark, you can put this on any target. I use it on tanks the most because they take the most damage. The targets can become as tough as Ironwood, reducing all damage taken by 20%, last 12 seconds. That's really strong cooldown for a tank. It depends. I'm saving Iron Bark for a tank, especially like on the Butcher when they're taking a shit ton of damage, but you can also throw this on a DPS, of course. Another thing we have is Nature's Swiftness, causes your next entangling roots, healing touch, regrowth to be instant free and castable in all forms. The healing and duration of the spells is increased by 50%. So basically our regrowth or our healing touch are instant, but you can only pick one. It's a 1 minute cooldown. You can send up one cast direct with no cast time. So if there is an oh shit moment and you don't have your Incarnation Tree of Life and somebody is in need of that instant regrowth, you can use Nature's Swiftness to get an instant regrowth or an instant healing touch off. So yeah, that's basically how everything is working. What do we have ourselves as a personal cooldown? We can use Bark Skin. We can only use it on ourselves, but it's a 20% damage reduction for 12 seconds. That's pretty strong for us as a personal player. So yeah, this is basically how we roll. There are two things I didn't talk about yet. Genesis. I want to talk about Genesis a little bit. Genesis consumes all of the rejuvenation's effects from the party or raided members within 60 yards of the target and applies Genesis to each target. Genesis heals the target for an amount equal to the healing from the consumed rejuvenation effects over 2.8 seconds. So basically, when we put rejuvenations on targets and we press Genesis, the healing that the HOD would have done over time will now be instant. So your HODs tick away instantly and do all the healing they should do, they have done in that instant moment. So your HOD become more of an oh shit moment heal. Well, before the question rises, should we not do this all the time? No, we shouldn't, because HODs are basically to pick up the ongoing damage during an encounter. During a raid encounter, there's always damage going on, and your HOD should counter them. Because what it does, the HODs instantly do their healing, but they dropped off, so there is no more healing going on from my HODs. So I lost my HODs as well. And my HODs are usually there, sorry, to counter ongoing raid damage or ongoing any kind of tank damage, raid damage. What I want to heal, it counters the moderate amount of raid damage going on. So if I use my Genesis, then that barrier is gone, if you know what I mean. The other one is Swiftment. Instantly heals a friendly target that has an active rejuvenation or regrowth effect on them. So if I have rejuvenation on them, I can use Swiftness as an instant heal, and they get the rejuvenation will stay, but it will get an extra heal from Swiftment. So that's pretty good as well for an instant heal. People need that. It also works on wild growth, so it's pretty good. So that is how we're rolling. We use Genesis on when there is a lot of raid damage going on. You HUD up your entire raid, but your raid is dropping that hard that it takes too long for your HUDs to pick it up to counter that damage. Then you put in Genesis. If you're HUDed up people and they need the healing of the HUD right now, pick up Genesis. Use your healing touch for small to moderate damage. Use your regrowth when you don't have the proc. Use it wisely, don't spam it away. It's your oh shit heal. When you have the proc, look at someone. When you have that clear casting, look for someone who needs it. Life Bloom on your tanks. Rejuvenation, you can apply that to anyone. Germination to targets who need it. Wild Growth as an AoE heal. Drop that circle beneath the group, the range or the melee who need it the most. And use your cooldowns. Basically, that's how we rock. And don't forget your Iron Bark. It's really strong. I see some Resto druids forgetting it. Pick it up, please. It's really. I've bounded it in my voodoo. Right now, you can see it going off there. That's basically how we rock this Resto druid. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you very much for watching. If you like my guys, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And once again, a happy new year guys, and thanks for all the positive reaction on my Guardian Druid. And I will see you guys on the next video, and I'm working on it guys. It will be out in a week after this one, I promise you. At least, maybe I'm trying to pick up the pace, but leveling takes some time and this is not my real life job. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching and have a great day and a great new year. Bye guys.